What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming, the show where we talk about gaming news. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And a real quick reminder, Plus Club, we did an episode already for last month. It was a little late, but make sure to check that out. But also, the games for this month have been revealed,
Yes.
and that's Gone Home and what's the second one?
NBA 2K16.
Which I'm actually kind of surprised about because I feel like that's kind of a higher profile game.
Yeah, but it's a year old now.
Okay, that makes sense. But still, I didn't expect a game like that, even though I'm not really a huge sports game guy. That'll be a refreshing game to get on PlayStation Plus because we always normally get adventure games and indie games, stuff like that. Yeah. Gone Home will be exciting to play because I know the storyline already. It's been spoiled for me, but I actually never got to play it myself, so that'll be fun to check out.
Yeah, I know nothing about it, so.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get into the news. For our first story, Rainbow Six Siege is getting a beginners or starters edition that will cost $15, and with that cheaper entry, you get less operators, and you also get operators starting every week cycled through, so you get random ones you get to pick from. The cost of this, though, is it costs more renown in the game to purchase operators than it does for people who actually have the actual standard edition of the game. What do you think about this this alternative to get more people to play a game that's been out for a while? Do you think it's a good thing, bad thing? Does it sound interesting?
I think it's a good thing. I like that they're taking essentially I don't know what I'm looking for. They're doing what MOBAs do, at least like Dota and League of Legends, where you get to sample them before you buy them type of thing. It's also a much cheaper entry point. I mean, most people are going to be able to scrounge up $15 to buy a game, so...
Especially on a $60 game, even though I think the price did drop. I don't remember.
It probably did.
But even at $40, $15 is a huge drop.
No, and it helps keep the game alive, so...
Me and you actually own the game already.
Yes.
I bought it first day. I really like it. I think it is a $60 game for sure. But a lot of people kind of had the reservations when it first came out. I remember when it was first coming out, people were saying, this is just a straight multiplayer game, no single player. How can you charge that much for it? Well, I went into it knowing it's a multiplayer game. I thought it was worth that. But for the people who might have questioned that and might have kept them from playing the game, $15 is hard to argue with. I think the renown thing is good because if you're going to get it for cheaper, so people who actually bought it for $6 don't feel cheated.
Yeah.
You have to work a little harder. But also, I'm sure you'll be able to upgrade the game. I can't confirm that because I didn't see that on there. But I'm sure you'll probably be able to upgrade. I think it's a really good starter price. And for people who aren't as serious about the game, they'll probably stick with the $15 and be happy with what they got.
Yeah.
But I think it does invite people who were on the fence or maybe didn't care about it at all to try out a really fun game for much less.
Well, and if this works out for them, you might see them do this with future what word am I looking for? Competitive titles, because they're obviously going for that esport aspect of this game. So if this works, you might see even other developers might even take notice and do something similar.
Yeah, I would say I actually wouldn't have a problem with this being a standard thing. I mean, even Overwatch has 2 price points.
On PC.
On PC, yeah. But still, there's a $40 version, $6 version, and I think it was actually neat the way they did that because you don't miss out on anything with the $40 version. You just get more stuff with the $6 version. So I think it was fair pricing on their part. So yeah, I wouldn't have a problem seeing more companies do this.
Yeah.
As long as it's fair.
So for our second story, Mojang's popular game Minecraft, which I'm sure you've played,
or at least heard of,
has sold over 106 million copies now, which makes an average of 53,000 copies a day sold, and is stronger now than it's ever been, claims Microsoft. I guess also, little fun fact, they've sold 4 copies in Antarctica. So
4 copies?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
How the fuck's they're playing that?
I don't know, but I mean, what do you think about this?
This kind of blows my mind, to be honest. I mean, there was a phenomenon when this game first came out.
Yeah.
people were talking about it, and before it turned into a kids game, I mean, people like our age were all like clamoring to get it and buy it, and everybody was playing it, and like the creative value of it was insane. People do still a bunch of crazy shit on YouTube, but like a lot of really popular things, I assumed this had died off. Then I found out through a couple people that I guess it's really popular with kids, because it's Legos essentially.
Right.
But to find out that it's still selling that much now, and like you said, it's more popular now than ever, like, that fucking blows my mind. That's insane. Because I figure at this point, everybody would have a fucking copy of the game. But people are buying it on console, they're buying it on PC, they're buying it on mobile. Isn't it bought on mobile now more than anything?
Mobile is their main, avenue of revenue for that game. So
That's just it's crazy to me though that it's that popular. 106 million copies is fucking. That's not fucking around. That's insane.
no, and it's funny too because when Microsoft bought out Mojang, my first thought was, Minecraft's been out forever. Like, is that really a sound investment? And then obviously merchandising rights are going to be huge on that game.
Yeah.
And the fact that it is still selling as strong as it is. So I mean
they knew.
Yeah.
When they bought it, because they must saw numbers going up or whatever. Because
it's just crazy.
yeah. And merchandising is really interesting because like I still see kids walking around with like backpacks, shirts, stuff like that.
Yep.
More now than ever. So it's the demographic has changed, which is really interesting. I still think it's a great game. I love Minecraft.
Yeah.
I don't play it anymore, but I love it. But all I hear about is there's so many kids playing it, and it's such like a PG game anyway. It makes complete sense.
Yeah.
And there's even some schools that have had classes with Minecraft in it.
That makes sense
for certain things.
No different than having any art class. So.
Yeah. So I mean, really, all I can say at this point is congratulations on that success. And
Continued success.
I'm curious to see how long this will go for because.
Especially for how old the game is.
Yeah, it's been around for a while. I mean, I played it years ago for the first time, so it's amazing to see it just still steamrolling like that.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. I mean, I don't think there's a whole lot more we can say about that.
Yeah, but let us know in comments. Do you like Minecraft? Are you not into it? Do you still play it? Let us know. For our third bit of news, Mad Catz, the peripheral developer, I'm sure everyone knows, didn't make a sound investment when they co-produced Rock Band 4.
Yes.
Apparently they lost $11 million on that game, and their shares are going down, and they're not having a good year. What do you think about, first off, them not being successful with Rock Band, but also Mad Catz in general? I mean, I hadn't really heard about them in a while. I actually didn't know they co-produced the game.
Yeah,
Makes sense to me, but
I knew that they had a partnership. I didn't know they co-produced, but I know because they're the primary people making the guitars and the accessories is what I wanted for the game. I think it's super unfortunate for both companies because, I mean, I remember everybody like going out and buying like Guitar Hero and Rock Band and stuff like that, and everybody had a copy, and it was just like the biggest thing ever for a long time. And then everyone got burnt out, and it kind of died down. And then when they were announced it again, I was almost like, oh yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And, they'll probably be able to do well on this, and it's just kind of funny. I think everyone's still fatigued.
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, for me, it's crazy because like you said, super fucking popular when it came out. It made complete sense. There's nothing like it. I mean, aside from Guitar Hero, Rock Band was very much the pinnacle of the whole band experience in a game. But everybody did get fatigued. I got fatigued a lot earlier than a lot of people, but a lot of people still played it, and then it kind of died down. They weren't selling as much peripherals. The game, they're mostly making money off the download packs, the music. So yeah, I went away for a while, whatever, and then when it did come back, like I was in the same boat. I was like, yeah, like it's been long enough. I'm sure, like I'm not interested, but I'm sure like a lot of people are. It's been long enough, but like. It came out. I don't remember when it did come out. It was kind of recent, I think. But I didn't hear shit about it. I don't know if anybody's played it.
I don't either. That's really bad.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I haven't heard anybody talk about it. It just came out. It was like when Tony Hawk came out again. what was it, 8 or whatever, and then it got horrible fucking reviews.
I would say the reason I even know that one came out is because the reviews were so bad.
Yeah, like I didn't even know it was coming out, and then all of a sudden it's like it's out and it's really bad. And I was like, wow,
Yeah.
that's not good.
No, not at all.
So same thing with this. Like, I thought it would have at least a pretty good return, but apparently not so much. And it's scary that a company like Mad Catz, who's been around forever, made money off of selling cheaper hardware, is lost that much money.
Yeah.
But also seems like they're struggling a bit because I think it's important to still have those options to buy cheaper products or whatever that are made a little less or a little cheaper, but you can buy them at a cheaper price point.
Right.
And Mad Catz has always been really good at doing that. I would hate to see them take a hit from this bad investment. Even though I don't buy the products myself, I know a lot of people have.
Right.
So I hope they can recover from it. I think they will.
Was the last Mad Catz product I remember seeing is we were in Best Buy and they had a mouse. Looked like a damn transformer or whatever, but
Oh yeah.
and I was like, that's weird. I didn't know they made PC peripherals. But other than that, I think another part of their issue is that companies like GameStop have made enough money that they were making their own peripherals at that point, and they could sell them cheaper. So Mad Catz was no longer the affordable option; it was now the middle one. And
Yep.
I mean, if you're going the route of inexpensive, you're probably gonna just grab the GameStop one. Otherwise,
Especially if you walk into a GameStop, they're going to be selling the GameStop stuff to you.
I mean, otherwise you just grab the first party one.
Yeah, and there's so many companies online too that sell like personalized and really interesting
Custom
controllers
stuff,
too,
yeah.
and like the Steam controller. There's so many things out there that are not necessarily cheaper alternatives, but there is so many alternatives that it kind of muddies the water.
Yeah.
A little bit, because like I said, I fucking forgot Mad Catz was still around. I knew they made that mouse, but in that, like, the last thing I remember from them is like clear controllers for the 64 and shit, and the PlayStation 2, and like the fucking memory cards for the PlayStation that had the button that you could fucking switch to the next memory card.
That failed all the time.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I remember from them. So I didn't even know they're around, but apparently this is what they're doing, and apparently it didn't work out for them. So hopefully they make better and more sound investments in the future.
Yeah, I mean, they're just gonna have to do something that makes their name stand out again.
Definitely.
So for our next bit of news, the company Frontwire is making, or in the process of making, a Star Wars Battlefront 3 remake entitled
Galaxy and Turmoil.
Galaxy and Turmoil.
Based after the one that was being made by Free Radical, the guys who made Time Splitters.
Right. And the big news here is that Valve is actually going to help them put the game out there, and they're the ones releasing it on their platform, Steam, completely free of charge. When asked about it, Frontwire said they were a little concerned with Disney sending a cease and desist, but that they were reassured by Valve that they weren't worried about it. What do you think about a company coming out and bringing life back into what was a dead project, and Valve just not only publishing it, but just not even worried about Disney?
Well, I know one of the bigger concerns too also was there is a Battlefront that's going to be fucking just pumped out like the last one next year apparently, which is crazy to me. So I get the concern, especially with a company like fucking Disney that owns everything. They're gonna want, I mean, if there was money being made, they were gonna want to see some of that, or they're gonna get the fuck rid of it. Since it's free, we'll see how that goes. But I think it's really interesting, Valve backing them on this, helping them get it out there, and being confident in its release. I'm still skeptical, and we'll see where that goes. But I think it's really neat. I think they see something here, though, because I know a lot of people wanted that Battlefront 3, and it died.
Yeah.
It promised a lot of stuff. It was an actual evolution of the last Battlefronts. We actually watched pre-alpha footage, and when watching it, it looks like Battlefront. It's a third-person shooter with a lot of vehicles you can jump in. You still can fly from planet to space all at once, like the original Battlefront 3 promised. So I think it looks really faithful. I think it's really neat that they're doing that. And overall, I'm pretty excited for this to be coming out. I'm just really curious on if there'll be any confusion in the products, because it is kind of weird.
Yeah.
That there is an actual AAA Battlefront, and then what was supposed to be Battlefront 3 is going to be released.
Well, I don't think it's going to have the name Star Wars in the title at all.
Oh, because then the thing is that Star Wars Galaxy
in the trailer
and
it
Turmoil.
did, but they showed a screenshot of the Steam page that'll be coming up for everyone. It just says Galaxy and Turmoil. That's all it's called.
If it's called that, that's fine. That was one thing I wanted to bring up too. Is I don't like the name.
Yeah, I don't either.
It makes sense, but it does not roll off the tongue. Especially if it's Star Wars Galaxy and Turmoil, like GIT. Like, people are going to shorten it, of course, because the name is just wonky as fuck. So I kind of hope they fix that, but I know they have to change the name. Makes sense, but you know. But yeah, if they drop Star Wars, the only thing about that though that would be weird is they're already making models of all the licensed shit anyway.
Yeah.
So they might as well just keep the name. Because you're going to be flying X-Wings. You're going to be fucking running around as Jedi and fucking Stormtroopers and stuff like that. Like, they're not making, like, off-brand, you know, Star Wars. They're making a Star Wars game. So, it'd be, like, I don't know.
Yeah, unless it literally is just to kind of not have as much attention on the title. Like you said, for, like, maybe confusion's sake.
Yeah.
If it's just called Galaxy and Turmoil, like... you know, a little bit easier for people to recognize that as the product versus Star Wars Battlefront, instead of having to go Star Wars this, Star Wars that. So,
yeah, you said this is being made on Unreal 4?
Unreal Engine 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, obviously what we saw was pre-alpha footage, but I actually thought it looked pretty good.
It looked pretty good, but it's definitely early.
Well, like, the textures were lacking, but
Yeah.
like the lighting effects looked good, the animations looked good for that early. But yeah, I'm just overall pretty excited to see Battlefront have an identity again, because Battlefront, even though it was a rip-off of Battlefield, felt like a different game.
Yeah.
In the core principle of what the gameplay was like, it was Battlefield, but in the way it looked and how it played, slightly, like the rolling and stuff, you could roll in that game, right? I remember being able to roll or something like that. I don't think of a different game. But, and all the different classes and all that stuff like that, which it also showed in the video, different people you could click on and stuff. It's cool that with the new Battlefront, the official Battlefront, it feels like fucking Battlefield. It's made by Battlefield. The guys make Battlefield DICE. And it feels like a reskin version. This looks like what the other game promised to be. So I think it's going to be really exciting, especially for people who are huge Battlefront fans.
Yeah.
What do you even think about it? We haven't really talked about it too much.
I think it's neat. I'm still it's still really, like, new.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still kind of processing if I'm even interested in it or not. I remember...
At free?
Well,
price
you know,
point?
I would definitely try it. I mean, even if it came out with a price tag, I'd probably still be interested in trying it.
Yeah.
I just don't know if I'm excited for it so much. I remember liking Battlefront, but I don't remember ever loving it.
Yeah.
I
That's
know
where I'm
a
at.
lot of people did.
Well, Battlefront came out on consoles when Battlefield couldn't.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people, that was their Battlefield.
Yeah.
The first Battlefield they played, essentially, like, was Battlefront. And so a lot of people that I talked to, like, have, like, a deep love for it. Whereas I, you know, got to actually play Battlefield on PC, and I fucking loved it. But yeah, I did enjoy Battlefront as well. I just never was in love with it.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I mean, obviously, I'm sure since Valve is essentially publishing this game, it'll be right on the front page as soon as you open up Steam. So
Guaranteed.
You know, I'll check it out when it pops up.
And I'm going to be a little hesitant to have too strong of an opinion on the game already anyway, just because if Disney does decide to fucking take it down, it's going to go down. There's no way it's going to stay up. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Did you play the prior Battlefronts? Were you upset when 3 got canceled, and are you excited for 3 coming back? Let us know. For our last bit of news, Overwatch, the very popular FPS by Blizzard, has 7 million players already across all platforms. Blizzard says it is one of the most successful global game launches of all time. We obviously know the game's super successful, but what do you think about 7 million players already? And yeah.
No, that's super impressive. I think the only thing they have that's beaten that was, I know when Diablo 3 came out, it sold 6 million copies the first week or something like that. But people
That's crazy.
People were waiting for Diablo for ever. For a new IP from a company who hasn't made a new IP since Lost Vikings?
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. I'm glad it was successful for them. I know a lot of the assets in the game are from their failed Project Titan.
Mm-hmm.
So Tracer's actually based off a class that was supposed to be in that game, I believe.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That was supposed to be able to manipulate time and stuff like that. So.
Oh, wow, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, so they kept a lot of those ideas and they just brought it into this new game. Yeah.
It's it's not surprising to me in any way.
No.
Because there was a shitload of hype on this game, and once I played it in the beta, it's like, yeah, this game's gonna fucking be successful.
Yeah.
The thing that's really cool about though is I always like seeing people who work hard and make great products succeed, and this game fucking earned it.
Yeah.
It's a really fucking solid game, and I know there's a lot of people out there saying like, there's too much hype on the game now, like they're already getting that. People always start kind of hating on things that get popular. I've already seen a couple people going like, everybody's talking about Overwatch. Well, I mean, it's probably one of the best FPSs in a while. To be honest, there's not a whole lot of competition. There's a few major FPSs, so it showed up and it fucking did well. And with 7 million people already, I mean, like that's just testament to how popular this game is. And people, I know a shitload of people playing this game.
Yeah.
That don't play FPSs.
I mean, I'm one of them. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I play FPS, I just don't play competitive ones usually.
Yeah.
I mean, and besides like subtle little like nuances, the controls are so tight, it's ridiculous.
Well, the controls are great. The game is super, it just fucking pops, looks great. Everything about it is impressive visually. The gameplay is fucking like butter. But I think the biggest thing here, and I noticed it when I first played it, is how accessible the game is, how simple it is, but complicated it can be. It's more about team tactics. That's where the complication comes from. But the gameplay itself, like you have 3 moves.
Yeah.
2 normal, 1 ult. But the emphasis on no pressure, I think, is a really big thing, because that's typically the big turnoff to FPSs for people who are not competitive, is your kill count being low. You're like, oh, I suck. Where somebody else has a fucking high-ass kill count. And they're sitting there talking shit and like, oh, I did awesome, blah, 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 blah. The game doesn't really emphasize that. It doesn't care about really who's getting the most kills. It doesn't even like tell people a whole lot. You can see.
Also, it's purely objective based. There's no deathmatch mode. So
Exactly. And then also, you get experience no matter what for participating. I mean, the game is super casual in its the way it presents essentially playing with people and completing the objective. It doesn't. It's not rewarding anybody for being an asshole and jumping out there and showboating and being I'm the best, blah blah blah. It's just a fun game for everybody that allows competitive people to still get in there and do work, I guess.
well, and it's got a lot of things going for it. Besides, just being really accessible, it has just the quick match, which just throws you in with a bunch of people. It has versing AI and has 3 difficulties there, though it should just be easy, not as easy, and the AI is on their shit. And then there is the upcoming actual like ranked mode, which when that comes out, I think will also help them draw people, because then it actually does become a competitive game at that point. And then the weekly modes, those are neat. Like right now, unless they changed it, I didn't check today, is it's called the Shimada Bros, and I probably said that wrong. And you can only play as Hanzo or Genji, and then there's modifiers, and it's only on the Hanamura map, and it's 50% faster ultimate recharge, 75% ability recharge. It's just like hyper everything.
Yeah.
And it's available for a week, and during the beta they did. You didn't get to pick your character. They just every time you died, random character.
Yeah,
that was neat because it forced you to play the other characters. It also makes you think more, because you can't just build the perfect team anymore. So
yeah, no, I like the modifier weekly modes. That's a neat thing that I've seen in a couple FPSs already, but definitely welcome. I'd like to see some more gameplay modes though. Hopefully soon.
With the success of it, I mean, look at every other Blizzard game. Diablo, for
They're
example,
gonna add stuff for sure.
Started off pretty basic, and now it's this huge, massive title.
So this game's been out for what, like 2-3 weeks?
Came on the 24th of May, so yeah.
Yeah. Already 7 million, which is crazy. Do you see this game hitting 20?
20 million?
Yeah.
Probably.
Like Call of Duty
It's
numbers?
on 3 consoles,
Basic.
so...
Yeah.
Or 3 platforms, I should say. And I already know people that I work with who have it on console, and they love it, so...
Yeah. One thing, though, is I feel like a lot of people just already bought it. Like, I don't know a whole lot of people who are on the fence.
I know a couple people on the fence, yeah. I also know quite a few people who don't buy $60 games. They wait. So I think...
Do you think it's going to go on sale anytime soon, though? Because, like, Blizzard's
really bad about that. They are
Activision
an Activision company, yeah. But I do foresee them, at least on consoles, probably making a $40 version at some point, the way they did on
They
PC.
should, yeah. And yeah, I didn't think about that too much with the sale thing because they do already have a cheaper version, which is a great alternative to a lot of FPSs if you don't want to spend $60.
Well, and because they have non-game breaking microtransactions in the game, they could easily drop the price on it as long as they're still making revenue that way. I mean, plenty of people are going to do it. Our buddy Rob has spent a pretty penny on loot chests.
Let's not be specific. He might not want that.
I'm not saying
thrown out there. Yeah. But yeah, he was very excited for the game.
Yes.
And showed it. But yeah, 7 million, crazy. I think also it'll hit 20 easily.
Yeah.
A lot of FPSs. I mean, not a lot. Battlefield typically gets in the teens, but yeah, just with the hype and how new this is, how fresh it is, I feel like it's going to be really successful. It already is. It's already past 1 million. So.
I mean, we're in the middle of the year. Holiday season comes around. You're going to have people...
It's going to be another bump.
Yeah, picking up this game because everyone they know has it, especially if they support the game. I'm not expecting them to be quite on it like Warframe is or DE, I should say. But as long as they're constantly at least adding, even if they just keep adding cosmetics, I think that'll help keep people in the game. So
yeah, I'd like to see more characters. Even though there's plenty, I'm not like, well, there needs more. It has fucking plenty. But I'd like to see more.
They're
fucking awesome.
Sure.
They're all awesome. But yeah, the two things I think they really just need to add, like things they should definitely add, is more cosmetics because they're awesome. I want more, and game modes
and maps.
Yeah, maps
There's
too.
only a handful of maps.
Yeah, but other than that, like they don't I don't even emphasize the characters too much. They don't need to do that.
No.
But like game modes, maps, and cosmetics, I think will keep people staying in the game, and
especially
playing longer.
more of like the legendary cosmetics.
Yeah.
Those are so cool. So.
And Blizzard in all their games is really good about making really cool looking shit. The higher you get, so like I think that it's in their fucking DNA. They're gonna do it. So. But yeah, overall, super excited that the game is successful. I knew it would be. But yeah, let us know in the comments. Are you playing Overwatch? You probably are. If you're not, are you interested in playing it? Do you not like FPSs at all? You should still check it out because people who don't like FPSs are liking this game. But I think that's going to do it for this episode of Tasty Tuesday on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out our other episodes. Check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. I'm trying to stream a little bit ever since I came back from vacation. I've been a little lazy on it. Stick around for Friday's Tasty Cast. It's like 3.5 hours long. I'm still determining if I want to make it 2 parts or not, so it's easier digestible. But we're going to discuss our anticipation for E3. It's a good chunk of the whole episode, so if you're excited for E3 like we are, come back and check that out. It's a long discussion. It's really good. But yeah, as always, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you later this week. Take it easy.